Have you ever felt lost, like you're wandering through a story that suddenly doesn't make sense? Maybe you've wondered if you missed a sign, or if you're even on the right path at all, like your story took a wrong turn and you can't find your way back. Maybe a friend betrayed you, or someone you trusted let you down when you needed them most. Or maybe a dream you cherished slipped away, leaving you with questions and heartache. Joseph knew that feeling all too well. He was his father's favorite, blessed with big dreams from God, visions of greatness and purpose that set him apart. But sharing those dreams, instead of bringing his family together, only made his brothers jealous and suspicious. Instead of inspiring them, his dreams fueled their resentment and drove a wedge between them. Sometimes those closest to us can't handle our potential, or the hope we carry for the future. Joseph's brothers saw only his special coat, not the destiny God had for him, blinded by their own pain and envy. Their jealousy became a storm that changed everything, sweeping Joseph into a future he never expected. Joseph's life unraveled, just like ours can when things fall apart and nothing seems to make sense anymore. In those moments, we can let bitterness take root, or let disappointment define us, or we can hold on to faith, trusting that there's a bigger story being written, even when we can't see the ending. Joseph's journey into darkness was just beginning, but it wasn't the end of his story. It was the start of something greater. Even in the darkest chapters, the author of our lives is still writing hope, weaving purpose through every twist and turn. When your story takes a wrong turn, remember, it's not the final page and the journey isn't over yet. Joseph's story reminds us, God is with us, even when we can't see it, guiding us through every detour. The detour is not the destination. It's just a part of the journey that shapes who we become. There's more to your story than this moment, so keep moving forward because hope is waiting on the next page. Joseph's father, Jacob, trusted him deeply and sent him on a mission. Joseph set out across the fields, searching for his brothers, unaware of the danger ahead. But when his brothers saw him approaching, jealousy and resentment took over their hearts. They tore off his special coat, the symbol of their father's love, and threw him into a deep, empty pit. Imagine the shock. One moment Joseph stood in the warmth of the sun, the next he was swallowed by cold darkness. While Joseph cried out for mercy, his brothers gathered above, whispering and plotting his fate. Soon, a caravan of traders appeared on the horizon, and the brothers saw an opportunity to be rid of him forever. They sold Joseph for silver coins, erasing him from their lives, and stained his coat with blood to deceive their father. Jacob, heartbroken and grieving, believed his beloved son was lost forever. The brothers thought they'd buried Joseph's dreams in that pit, never to rise again. But you can't sell or destroy a dream that God himself has given. Betrayal cuts deep, but it never has the final word in the story of faith. Even from the lowest pit, God's plan continues to move forward, bringing hope from despair. The dreamer was gone, but the dream lived on, waiting to be fulfilled in ways no one could imagine. Joseph arrived in Egypt as a slave, sold to Potiphar, a powerful Egyptian official. He worked hard, earning trust and responsibility in his master's house. But Potiphar's wife falsely accused him, and Joseph landed in prison, unjustly. From favored son to slave to prisoner, his life kept spiraling down, seemingly without hope. Yet Joseph didn't give up or grow bitter in his heart. Even in prison, he served faithfully and with integrity. God's favor followed him, and the warden put him in charge of the other prisoners. Joseph's character was refined in the darkness of that lonely cell. The dungeon became a classroom of trust and patience. Sometimes waiting feels endless, but God was with Joseph even in the lowest and darkest place. Our darkest seasons can prepare us for what's next. Joseph's story wasn't over yet. The prison wasn't his final chapter or his end. God was still at work, shaping his future. Years slipped by in the darkness of prison, but Joseph's faith endured every trial. Despite the cold stone walls and the uncertainty of each day, he held on to hope, trusting that God had a greater purpose for his life. During his time in prison, Joseph interpreted dreams for Pharaoh's cupbearer and baker, offering them comfort and insight when they needed it most. The cupbearer was restored to his position, but he forgot Joseph, leaving him to wait in the shadows a little longer. 2 more years passed in silence, until Pharaoh himself was troubled by mysterious dreams that no one could explain. Suddenly, the cupbearer remembered Joseph's gift and spoke of him to Pharaoh, opening a door that had long seemed closed. Joseph was quickly summoned from his cell, cleaned up and dressed in fine robes to stand before the most powerful man in Egypt. Humbly, Joseph gave God the credit and explained Pharaoh's dreams. 7 years of abundance would be followed by 7 years of famine. He wisely advised Pharaoh to store grain during the plentiful years, preparing Egypt for the hardship to come. Impressed by Joseph's wisdom and character, Pharaoh made him second in command over all Egypt, giving him authority and honor. In a single day, Joseph's life was transformed. He went from prisoner to ruler, from forgotten to favored. The dreams of his youth, once distant and impossible, were coming true in ways he never could have imagined. Joseph's faithfulness in the darkest moments led to favor in the light. God's timing, though mysterious, was perfect and right on time. The palace was waiting on the other side of the prison. Joseph's breakthrough had finally arrived, and his story was just beginning. The famine spread, and Joseph's brothers came to Egypt for food. They bowed before him, not recognizing their brother. Joseph tested their hearts, then revealed his identity. His brothers were terrified, expecting revenge, but Joseph chose forgiveness. "Do not be distressed," he said. "God sent me ahead to save lives." He saw God's purpose in their betrayal. Joseph's love overcame bitterness. He saved his family and a nation. The story closed with redemption, not revenge. When your story takes a wrong turn, remember Joseph. Even betrayal and pain can become breakthroughs. With faith, your story can end in hope.